And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast, we're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, not only are we getting out and traveling more these days, also people are trying to get back to their routines, especially when it comes to exercise and fitness. However, there are some things to keep in mind as you're trying to jump back into getting in shape or even picking up where you may have left off, and that is to consider how you can do so safely and without injuring yourself. We're here to help us today. We're excited to welcome Dr. Gloria Beim to our program today. Dr. Beim is a world-renowned sports medicine specialist as well as an orthopedic surgeon. She's going to give you guys some great tips that will help you not only to get back started, but also what to do if you do find yourself with an injury. Dr. Beim, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So this is such an important topic. I have tried to share with my audience the importance, of course, of keeping up a routine. However, a lot of people are trying to get back, Dr. Beim, into a routine. What is the danger, though, of jumping back into a workout routine too quickly?
Well, I'll tell you, I want to start by saying exercise is a great thing for your body and your soul, so I highly recommend it. It can reduce risk of chronic disease, help your heart and lung health, improve your coordination, bone density, sleeping, eating, you name it. It's wonderful. However, if you jump back into a workout routine too quickly, or if you're starting one from scratch, this can pose some serious health injuries. You can injure your bones, your muscles, your joints. You can suppress your immune system if you're working out too hard too soon. So it can really be a problem. You can also undo some of the great results you may have had achieved before the pandemic started. And Gloria just did a study recently that showed 70% of Americans abandoned their fitness routines during COVID. And of those, about 70% had injuries in recent months getting back into it. So it's very important that you start slow and you progress slow. So I've got several tips here. Number one, you want to talk to your healthcare professional to help choose the right routine for you. Routine A doesn't work for everybody. It might be routine B, C, or D, okay? Also, it's important if you assess your fitness level to get a baseline of where you are today. Your weight, your heart rate before and after taking a brisk walk, your flexibility, for instance, bending down to touch your toes. And you want to plan your routine based on your fitness goals, whether it's just getting fit or if you're training for a marathon. But again, you want to start slow and you want to progress gradually. That's very, very important.
Wow. Dr. Beim, that is so good. And I love the fact that you're encouraging us to do it, right? But helping us to do it in the right way. So what can people do to help recover from an injury? Let's say, unfortunately, they didn't listen, or they may have already started and find themselves in a situation where they have hurt themselves. What can people do to kind of help recover from that injury or prevent a recurring injury?
Well, it depends on what the injury is. So many injuries occur from overuse or poor training techniques. So you might want to consider getting a trainer or somebody who knows what they're doing to really teach you how to do it right. But sometimes you can trip over the dog and get hurt, right? So it depends what the injury is. But for all of the injuries, it's really important that you give your body time to rest and recover. So let's say I trip over the dog on my way to the gym, right? Or running on the trail. Cross training can be worthy. So I sprained my ankle tripping over the dog, but I don't want to stop my fitness goals. So instead of running until my injury heals, I can swim or I can do something else that's not going to hurt my ankle. So you really have to consider resting and recovering that injury. You can also do cold therapy for an injury. If it's a mild ankle sprain or a muscle injury, you can use cold therapy. Sometimes you can use certain supports. So let's say I've got a mild sprain in my knee. We call it an MCL tear. Here in Crested Butte, we have a lot of these on the ski slopes, MCL tears. But you can wear a knee support. And the knee support will stabilize the joint. It'll also give some compression, which helps with swelling. In addition to that, you can ice. If you can ice 5 times a day, 20 minutes at a time, that's awesome after an acute injury. But not everybody has time for that. But that can help. But for bad injuries, so you severely pulled a muscle, maybe you need to see a doctor because sometimes a really severe muscle injury can turn into other problems. So if it's really bad, you you can't sit up from lying down, or you're having trouble walking, you're in that much pain, you probably should see a doctor. And for prevention, warming up and stretching are paramount before a workout. That prevents most injuries, particularly from overuse injuries. Warming up and stretching.
Really good advice. So when it comes to then something to keep in mind when it comes to dealing with an injury then, Dr. Beim, what sports injury products are beneficial, and how do you determine what's best to use for you?
Well, it's very important to choose high-quality fitness gear, and this starts with the shoes. You want a properly fitted shoe. It all starts from the feet. If you don't have well-fitted shoes, you can get stress fractures in your legs, knee injuries, hip problems, back problems. So you really want to start with the shoes. You also want to get good products from established brands. For instance, Curate Performance Series, which is actually the official medical supplier for Ironman, has an excellent line of products. They're designed for high-performance athletes, which is great, but fortunately it's available for everyone. And they include these supports I talked about for the knee, the ankle, the wrist. They also have kinesiology tape, and they have a product called Active Ice, which you can put on an acute injury, and it gives a cooling effect, and it can give temporary and local increase in blood flow to that area, which helps oxygenate the tissue, and it can help improve recovery and healing. So that's, and it feels good too. I've used it. So, I get injured too, but I try not to. But you just want to have good types of brands. You want something that's, that's reliable and with a good history.
Well, some really great tips for us, Dr. Beim, and definitely it's great to hear from an expert as to how we can be able to get back into our fitness routine, but also do so safely. Again, everyone, Dr. Gloria Beim has been our guest. Dr. Beim, where can our audience go for more information?
Well, you could go to Curate.com, and the products are available on Walmart.com and Amazon.com.
All right. Dr. Beim, thank you again for the great work you're doing, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.